Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Gets worse every night.
We need help.
It's me he's after. I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait!
Can you hear me?
What the hell? Gets worse every night.
We need help.
It's me he's after. I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait!
Can you hear me? All right, not many viewers, so we're going to get started right away. And I hope that you can hear me. If you don't, just drop me a message. I'm monitoring here what is going on. So you may have read the briefing for this mission. It's a very simple mission. I have not published it a lot in the last 2 months in YouTube, and well, I have a lot of to catch up right now, which is a great problem to have, by the way. And one of the things that I wanted to try, it is well, you know, the new cockpit for the Ka-50. I have many years of playing the Ka-50, kind of left after 3 or 4 years, I believe. You know, so many modules down there that I didn't have time to, you know, entertain and to go with it. So in this case, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be flying from a FARP. The name is London. It is kind of south east of Gori. As you know, the Russians have invaded via Tskhinvali from South Ossetia. That's South Ossetia here. The red line is the border, and well, we are going to be providing some support. There is a column of Russian tanks and BMP-3s that are coming through this route right here, and there is this nimble blocking force that we need to support. I have set up a series of battle positions, number 1, number 2, and number 3. I don't know which one I'm going to use. The main issue with this mission it is that the Russians do have a Tunguska system, and well, you know, that Tunguska is a pain in the ass. To be honest, it's very difficult to defeat, and given that the Ka-50 doesn't have a radar warning system, it's very, very, very difficult. So fortunately we have 2 Su-25s that are going to be providing some suppression of enemy air defenses, and hopefully they will take it out and we can use battle position number 1 and hopefully do damage to the enemy. So without any further ado, we're going to start. So here it goes. This is far London. Where is our wingman? It is down there. So let's just take off. Systems appear to be okay. Oh, let me put the navigation. We're going to go directly into waypoint number 2 here in the Avery's moving map system. Let's take off. And in that spirit, we sail. All right, let's turn off some lights. They're not needed anymore. And let's also take out the anti-collision lights. And I would say let's just arm this baby. Oh, landing gear, of course. Let's turn on the laser. Select air to ground. I'm gonna arm the weapons, and this little switch here for manual is very useful to override the controls that the weapons do have. You know, I am armed with Vickers missiles, and they do have some launching restrictions. I believe it is 5 kilometers. If you put it in manual, you can override that at your own peril, because, you know, as you increase the range, it's not going to look that pretty. So we're pretty much done. Let's turn on the Tskhinvali down there, and yeah, so let's depart. Let's gain some airspeed. Very important to listen to the comms from the Su-25. That's a Chevy flight. Very important to see what they're doing. They're engaging the AAAs. Let's hope they defeat them.
Chevy 1, kill AAA at bullseye 085 for 110. Chevy 1, passing waypoint 3 at 5,000.
Alright, so I just engaged the en route mode to navigate into waypoint number 1. We're a bit slow. We're like 170 kilometers per hour.
Chevy 1, passing waypoint 4 at 7,000.
You can see some smoke columns in the distance over there. So apparently there was a very good outcome from the suppression of enemy air defenses. The Chevy flight is very chatty right now. So let's give it some speed, dudes. So I'm gonna fly into waypoint number 1 or 2. That's the very up in the front battle position. I'm feeling confident that the Chevy flight has taken care of the Tunguska, so I'm you know, confident that we're gonna be fine. Heard a kill that they have done that gives us a lot of, you know, freedom. I'm just flying low just because it's nice and I like it. So, as a combat helicopter pilot, one of your concerns is cables and wires. There's a lot of high tension wires right here, like this one. You have to plan your route accordingly, or at least take care of that problem while you're flying. Fortunately, the Abras moving map offers those black lines that you can see over there. Those are wires, which is great to have. So I'm gonna disengage the en route mode because I'm going to start the hover right here. I'm gonna pull up the nose and being careful of not ballooning up, which is silly because the next thing that I will do, I will climb the hill just to gain a visual contact with the enemy. But first I have to establish a hover position somewhere. So as you go into zero speed forward lateral, you need to catch the fall of the helicopter with the collective, because you know you're losing some lift. I engaged the auto hover right now and all my systems are working. So alright, let's choose the Vicar or Vikers, I don't know how to pronounce that, and we're going to climb. As you see, the radar altitude is on. You can take it out if you want, but I prefer to have it and kind of override it because it gives you, while in auto hover, gives you an extra layer of control, which is great. And the other thing that I like to use is the auto turn, which is right there. You see it blinking. I'm pressing that when I have it, you know, map it to some place. That auto turn will turn your helicopter towards whatever you want. And if you want, you can use this helmet targeting system to point your Tskhinvali to whatever you want. You can see those Those are recon vehicles. Let's take out the helmet-mounted Q over there, and let's take a look at that. Those are likely to be, oh yeah, these are BRDMs. I'm gonna decrease the gate. We have like 1, 2, 3 of them destroyed. So I'm pretty high right now, 181 meters up, which is by all standards high. Usually what people do for attacks from a hover, it is, you know, to go down and try to find cover or concealment and then pop up and attack. Right now, since I don't have threats from the Tunguska, I'm gonna just stay at this altitude. I don't see the enemy. The main column should be somewhere. I'm gonna climb a bit more. I don't want to loot. I need to have a visual contact with them. I'm going to add a bit of contrast to this. There we go, a bit better. This is the town of Tskhinvali, and you can see the blue shaded area. That's for the places for the coverage of the Tunguska system. It is preloaded intelligence, if you will. Hopefully the Tunguska is gone. But still I cannot see any enemy vehicle. That's a road coming from Tskhinvali. Oh, there they are. They have been engaged probably. So the range is 6.8. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep an eye on them. They started moving again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until they come out, hopefully here, if they are about to use the same route as the recon vehicles. And what is gonna be, because you know, every time you engage them, they will just go and scatter. And if they scatter into this town, Tskhinvali, you lose, you're likely gonna lose your sight of them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let them move right here. So hopefully If they scatter into open terrain. Range is a bit low. Let's see. Wow, there is some shooting down there. Yeah, our blocking forces are doing a great job. How long to wait for them? I'm gonna put a limit right there. 5.9. Yeah. Oh, they're engaged already, which is great. Okay, so that's the benefit of the manual system. It is that I can shoot them. That thing spiraling over there is our Vicar missile. Guiding. 6 seconds. I saw an impact. I don't know if that was... There we go. Wow, that's a tough tank. They're getting too close. There we go. Oh, Jesus, that... Finally. Okay, boys. So, we have 9 missiles left. Fire. You see that countdown over there in the HUD saying 10, 9. That's the time to impact. There we go. And no, this guy is pointing at us. Come on. Eight seconds. There we go. I don't like this BMP. I believe that both the T-80 and the BMP-3, the BMP-3 for sure is armed with anti-tank missiles, and they can shoot it at you, so better be careful with those. BMP-3 gone, which is great. I don't know why I have developed this fear of the BMPs. And again, you know, I am enjoying this very high attack from a hover position just because there is no air defenses. You have to remember every time that you do one of these missions in DCS that air superiority, it is prime. And air superiority doesn't mean that, you know, you don't have any... Well, it means that you don't have, you know, enemy aircraft contending you, but it also means that... hold on a second. That, you know, the enemy air defense systems are out of the equation. Fire. Okay, that one is smoking, and soon it's gonna be toast. What else do we have here? Oh, BRDM. So I feel ashamed of spending a Viker on this, but anyway, the missile is there. We might as well use it. Well, yeehaw! So one thing that I didn't do is to check our defending positions. The blocking positions should be somewhere around here. Oh, I regret seeing this. Oh my god, what is that hull for? Apparently some sort of vehicle that has been destroyed. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's our T-72. I salute you, my fellow Georgian. Yeah, I will take out the laser from you. Alright, that's pretty much it. I think that we have cleaned it up. And I guess this is gonna be RTB. Alright. Okay, so let's take out the auto turn system, auto hover, radar altitude off, and let's go back. So this is a beautiful valley to conduct mechanized operations. Look at all these great plains. This is a great place to have a tank battle. And you know, when I made this mission, actually I had in mind to create like a mini story. So right now it's like the first of the Russian invasion, and I am editing other missions too. So you may hear the trimmer, and you may be complaining about how I trim the aircraft. And to be honest, I had the fortune, well, back in the time when Black Shark came out, to fly with very, very competent people. I remember this particular group of Argentinians that they had a virtual squadron, and they were great teachers, very competent people. They taught me how to fly. I still suck at it, but you know, the principles that they taught me, they were great. I also remember this group of two guys. We were really very, very good. They taught me a lot about the flight director mode, which is right there. You see it? That mode, I use it mainly to fly around when there is not a fixed point that where I want to go. So yeah, the way I fly this, I use as much as the automated system I can allow to, but when I want to fly straight and level or do something and going straight, I just push the trimmer, adjust heading, adjust speed, and then I release the trimmer and I just keep with the collective. I keep my altitude, which doesn't mean that you cannot use a cyclic. You can, for instance, I'm trimmed now, and if, let's say right now I'm flying at what is that, 190 kilometers per hour. You can just pull up, and well, I'm ballooning right now, but if you want to reduce the speed, you see the speed meter right there. I'm going down. Now if you put the trimmer back into sorry, if you put the joystick, if you leave it alone, you're gonna gain roughly the same airspeed that you had before. So let's use the automated autopilot to go to our airfield. I'm gonna press airfield number 1 and then en route mode, and the thing will head point, you know, it's heading directly into that. And I'm gonna be turning off the laser and turn off the weapons, and also I'm gonna be turning off the Tskhinvali just to save some energy. And right now we're kind of fast, so I'm gonna slow it down. Oh, I completely stopped it. Jesus, that's not it. That's a nice airspeed. So as we come close to the FARP, I'm gonna turn on the lights and anti-collision lights. Our wingman is right there. So I'm gonna completely violate the rules to land in a FARP. I'm gonna land as I please. Gear down. And we're going to be landing. Thank you for flying real and simulated wars. The temperature in Gori is a pleasant 27 degrees. Scattered clouds. So the Ka-50 has a very long nose, which means that, you know, approaches are, in my case, very, very shallow. Some people land to the side. They just align their aircraft with one of the pads, and then they kind of skid it, which is great. Looks awesome, very pro. But I could never achieve it. So you can literally walk into this. The control is so fine with the Ka-50 that you know, you can do pretty much whatever you want with it. All right. Collective down. Release the trimmer, and that's it. We have imported a lot of destruction upon enemy forces. Oh, gee, forgot about my wingman. And we're going to RTB. I always like how they land. Look at that. It's like it took me like half an hour to approach. This guy just goes like. Look at this. Look at this bastard. Oh no, not bad. That's actually decent. But I have seen, you know, AI wingmans doing so many funny things. Oh, there we go, like, dump it, there we go. Okay, great, so this is the end of the mission, and I hope you enjoyed it, and it's kind of a short thing right here. I don't know if just how much fuel do I have left. I have around 1,000 kilos of it. Maybe time to I don't know, take a joyride around the place. Yeah, okay. All right. So, who wants to take a flight to Baziani Air Base? Just boat. I'm just writing it in the chat. Oh, I didn't take out the en route. Mode. Alright, so I'm gonna take off and fly to Vaziani Air Base. What's your name? Daring? So Daring here is asking, are there any good campaigns for this aircraft? And to be honest, my friend, I don't know. I rarely play canned content. I tried. I bought a couple of campaigns. I bought a lot for World War II aircraft and maps. And to be honest, I don't know. For this one, I do believe I do have one of the first ones that came out. But mostly, I just play the ones that are... I play content that I auto-generate, which means that, you know, I have the issue of not having too much time, so I tend to be very, you know, very brief, and I like to keep it small, like this mission right here. I have noticed that, you know, these campaigns, they have a lot of, you know, flashes and add-ons and sounds, and it just doesn't cut it to me. I don't know. I'm happier just flying around using these missions, which doesn't mean that they're not good. I absolutely have to give it to them. They're very, very good content, but it just doesn't cut it to me. So I'm gonna fly to Variani Air Base just to give a conclusion to this. It's gonna be like a 10-minute flight, and we can chat while we do this. So I'm going to depart right now. We have enough fuel, and let's go for it. Gear up. Let's gain some airspeed. Collective to the armpit. I don't want to destroy the engine. Hey, Darren, anytime, man. I see that you played Gunship from Microprose. Oh my god, man. That's remarkable. We're starting to... There we go. That's much, much better. Wow. Yeah, about immersion, Darren, yeah, that's something that, you know, if you compare, sometimes it's hard to get involved into the situation, but again, I don't mean to be dense, but it's like horror movies, you know. The monster is never shown, and you can create a lot of ambience and different types of things, and well, that comes from a, you know, well designed storyline and blah blah blah. But yeah, if you compare this with Falcon, nowhere you will find an experience like that. So I wanted to show you, I'm gonna use the flight director. So the flight director basically remove the constraints that you have from the autopilot system, so the dampening is less evident, and just by using a single input you can fly as you want. So we're going at 271 kilometers per hour, and want to do some sort of river flying. So I'm not touching the trimmer at all right now. Just following the river. So this part of the river is the trees and everything makes it very, very narrow. So I'm keeping my hands in the controls right now, but again, I'm not touching the trimmer. I'm just using flight director mode and collective and cyclic. That's pretty much it. Oh, that's a tide. No, 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 no. No way I'm gonna make this tight turn. I don't want to kill myself. I'm gonna cut some corners here. So, I remember back in the time, I used to have a blog, and back in the time when Ka-50 came out, I was kind of obsessed with helicopter tactics, and I compiled a list of about, you know, attack helicopter tactics. It is entirely based in one guide that one fellow wrote for Gunship, I believe. It was 10 points or 10 tips to keep yourself alive or something like that. I hope I can find it. This is still around in the web. And I just wrote that guide and not wrote, but, you know, rephrased it for the Ka-50, and it was great. And one of the things that I learned while writing this is that, you know, attack from a hover is all fun and games, but, you know, there is also attack from a dive or something. Not a dive like a Stuka, but, you know, diving, like moving forward. And the advantage of doing so it is that, well, you have this thing called translational lift, which is additional lift that you can kind of harvest by having your helicopter moving forward. And lo and behold, the Ka-50 You can do that in the Ka-50. Thanks to the targeting system. The Tskhinvali has ground stabilization, so you can basically point your Tskhinvali to a point, lock it, ground stabilize it, or lock a target, and then use that point as a guide for your moving forward. Shoot your weapons and then brake. Braking is a very important part, because as explained also in these 10 tips, you have to use your weapons at maximum range. And well, that maximum range means that you don't ever, never overfly your target. You kind of attack, boom boom boom, and then break from it. So that is not what we did today, lo and behold, but this is something very important to take into consideration. The other thing that I wanted to comment into it is that, well, even when this thing Ka-50, the Ka-50, it was not a module, it was actually a standalone product, came out. There were a lot of people who noticed it, of course, the lack of, FLIR, radar warning receiver. Basically all the warnings that you have are limited to that thing, which is a laser warning receiver, which is like a tank or something like that is ranging you. You will receive a warning, and you better brake when that happens, because it means that you have something that is gonna be targeted at you. So people complained a lot about that and said, oh, how it could be this. But it turns out that the way to fly the Ka-50, the automated control and all the other stuff that goes into flying this aircraft, it is very, very well designed. It is almost like, you can see the simplicity and the practicality in all these in these Russian systems. It's like, every time you press something or you're trying to fly it, or it's like almost you don't have to think about it, even though everybody had a good period of time where the helicopter was doing apparently or seemingly whatever it wanted to. So actually, it was really, really, really very well designed. And the second thing is, and this is comes from the analysts and whatnot, then in real life, when this helicopter was unveiled and started to see the skies, there was a lot of speculation how the Russians would use it. In the end, very few of these were produced. I believe the number is around 100 or something like that. But that's irrelevant. The only place where these things saw combat, it is in Chechnya, attacking some insurgent camps, I believe. It's a very well-known story. But the thing is, what the hell? Is that the graphical glitch over there? Oh, no, 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 no. That's our city. That's our city. So I was telling, like, you know, how this helicopter would be used, and one has to recognize that those were weird times where helicopters, not in a 100% manner, but many consider the helicopters to be like a shock weapon, where you would have formations up to a squadron attacking armor in a battlefield. And well, that thing fell into disgrace after the attack the attack that during the Iraq War in Karbala. That concept of, you know, massive helicopter attacks was pretty much left alone. But the idea was, the speculation of the Western media was that the Russians would use the Ka-50 in an anti-tank role, anti-armor role, and that, well, a massive strike of this would be devastating. And I can bet you yes. But that left the targeting thing, the targeting question. And apparently these formations of Ka-50s would have a commander flying from a helicopter that was not necessarily a Ka-50. I have seen concepts where even nimble Ka-27s would be used, and the commander would be acquiring the targets and distributing the targets for the crews of these helicopters. And well, just in case you didn't notice, there is here a data link, and that was supposed to be the way that this helicopter would be used. But right now, the idea it is to use helicopters more in a, you know, not lone wolf, but a limited flight and ground attack mode. So you know what I feel like? Feel like some. We haven't used our gun. So I'm gonna point the Tskhinvali. Oh, by the way, why use this when you can use this? And I'm gonna be using that, and I'm gonna select my guns. I wanna shoot that tree line over there. Well, I hope nobody's having a picnic there. So let's try that tree over there. I'm hating that tree right now. What a joy, Jesus Christ. We have a lot of rounds left. Kaboom. Okay, alright. So let's stop the buffoonery. Let's prep for a quick landing. Secure the weapons. And we're going to be landing in Vaziani in a few seconds. I'm using the flight director mode. Daring says, I love Soviet Union gear, metric system and numbers make sense. Well, the same here, man. Yeah. Takes a while to get accustomed to the imperial system. I am from South America, Argentina. We use the metric system for sure. Alright, so where's my base, bro? That one over there. Okay, I'm gonna take out the flight director mode. Going to slow down. I can't remember, there was like a couple of paths around there. There we go, right in front. We're still too fast. Have the lights on. Let's engage the landing gear. And let's go down. It is right in front of that building. That's a place where I want to land. right there. And we're about to land. All right. Wow, a bit too short. That's gonna take some practice. But anyway, that's basically it for today. And thank you very much for watching. I apologize for any technical glitches that may have happened there. This is just something that I'm trying, and I'm kind of new to it. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have enjoyed this. And oh, hi Frenzy, how are you, my friend? And well, if you liked it, please like it, and if you don't, dislike it, of course. I hope that this thing gets saved so somebody can see it later. I'm just here waiting for Francie. He has something to say, maybe? Francie 4. You okay, my friend? So more missions are gonna be coming, and I hope that you can join. And remember, you know, to keep playing. It is a great simulation. It has its flaws and, you know, its particulars, but overall, this is just a great simulation overall. And Francis is asking, do you like the new cockpit? This is better than the old one. Yeah, I like it. I forgot to mention that I have also a VR system, and I just don't broadcast or ever record using the VR system because, you know, it feels too flat. It's like not making justice. But the new cockpit, the way that everything pops out, is just fantastic. The 3D modeling is almost like you can raise your hand and touch it. It gives you such a perception of depth, which is, you know, really very good. But you know, I don't do VR for recording, and even in 2D, it is a great new addition. It's really showing, you know, nice textures and everything. I have to tell you, I have to warn you that, you know, I am kind of an old fart here, and I am just happy with crappy graphics sometimes, and you know, I'm more about the gameplay than anything else. So big warning about that if you're going to do a purchase or something like that. The value of this, it is in the simulation part, both of the aircraft and both in the world. So keeping that in mind, I believe. And there is there was already a free trial or free period for this aircraft. So just make sure to, you know, do your research if you're about to buy or not. Okay? Alright, my friends, so that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching again. And, well, I will see you around. Thank you.